Let's talk about what you wish your Mac would do better than what it does today.
I have a lot of contacts in my phone, and I do wish that.
Welcome to Macpreneur, the show for seasoned solopreneurs looking to streamline their business on a Mac. Unlock the secrets to saving time and money with your host and technology mentor, Damien Schroers.
Hello. Today I have the pleasure to have Jaclyn Strominger on the show. She's the driving force behind Leap to Your Success, dedicated to empowering ambitious professionals to achieve unprecedented growth and fulfillment. With over 3 decades of expertise as a high achiever success coach, Jaclyn specializes in guiding individuals to harness their inner strength and drive strategic leaps in both business and life. Jaclyn, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So what Mac are you using now to run your business?
I use my MacBook Air, and it's a newer model. I got it in 2024, the beginning of 2024. I have an external keyboard. I have an external, mouse. And I actually have a connection for an external monitor.
In the pre-show, we talked about the fact that you had an iMac and then you switched to a MacBook Air. How was the transition?
I love my big desktop. I love it, but it's so big. I do still want it back. I want to get another one sometimes, but mine was old. Like, it was really old and it was getting very, very slow. It's amazing to me how fast this MacBook Air is, even though it's just, and I had a laptop before, but it's light, it's easy, I can carry it with me. And then if I connect it with an external monitor, it makes a really great setup. I love it, but I do love having a desktop too. There's so many things, like just having that stability of a desktop. I really do love it. The transition was easy because I've had both before. What was harder was not having the big screen. That's where getting an external monitor has helped.
Yeah, for sure. I have the 14-inch MacBook Pro, and it's really difficult for me I can't imagine doing everything that I'm doing on my iMac on the MacBook Pro, unless I would have a secondary monitor or something like that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I need the screenage. It's like, it needs to be bigger.
Yeah, a 27-inch iMac has a much, much bigger resolution, so more pixels. So it means we can put many more windows or bigger windows on the screen.
That's great. I love it.
And so how did you end up with a Mac?
It's so funny. It's so funny. Okay, so I went to Carnegie Mellon University, and Carnegie Mellon, when I went there, so I'm 56. I know I'm probably not supposed to share our ages, but I am. When I went to Carnegie Mellon, everybody, they had this, it was all Mac. And we had this system that they used back then. It was the Andrew system, and it was email and whatnot, and you can log in. We had these humongo computer labs that were all Mac that you could hop on one. And so I just never even thought about any other computer. I just got a Mac. When I was at home, we had a PC, one of the first ones, and I remember doing a game on there, like some pyramid tomb module game where you had to do command prompts. It was like to move through the castle and whatever. Then I got to Carnegie Mellon and we had all these Macs. I was not a huge game player, I'm honest, but what I could do was so much better, and it was so much easier and efficient. That was when I first started using a Mac. Do you remember those big rectangles that would sit on your desk and had a little handle on it? And that was considered to be a portable one. I had to get one of those. And I remember when I was a junior, I had a summer intern and I couldn't stand using their computer. So I brought my Mac with me to the office. I obviously figured out how to use a PC, but my first love was using a Mac when I was in college, and I used it all the time. And I knew all the commands. It was easy to do spreadsheets. I don't remember if it was always called numbers, but I always used the Mac spreadsheet. I remember going into business in my first job. I was thinking, what is this Excel spreadsheet thing? Or how do I use this thing? Because it didn't make making formulas easy. I was so used to my easy formula with Mac. So that was kind of like my first foray into the Mac world.
I think at the time it was called VisiCalc. I think VisiCalc was one of the first
Yes, yeah.
spreadsheet like.
Yep.
Was it that one?
Yeah, I liked VisiCal. I remember that.
So when we talked in the pre-show, you went into corporate America and had to work with PCs. As soon as you started your own business, you decided, I'm done with it, right? Something like that.
Yeah. So it was really funny. When I decided I could do my own business, I was going out on my own. It was crazy because I was so tired of getting viruses. You had to run all the antivirus software. I just remember thinking, this is such a pain. I remember going to the Mac. I never remember having viruses on my Mac, or at least not to the extent that I ever had on a PC. So as soon as I could, I transitioned. I had a laptop and it was kind of heavy, but I still carried that thing around with me no matter where I would go. It's like, it's creating some muscle. As soon as I brought on, I had a woman working with me. As soon as I brought her on, that was in 2016. I got my my desktop and she was using my laptop. And it was great because we could easily share files back and forth and it was seamless. It just made it really, really easy to share. And then as I had other people come on, it was easy for me to transition. She left and I brought somebody else on and they just used my Mac. They used my laptop and I had my desktop. When I moved, I had that, I think I probably still could pull that laptop out. It's somewhere, I think, in my house. But the keys started to fall off. We were using it so much. But when I moved from Boston to Reno, I had my desktop. I just got this MacBook in 2024 in the winter. I had that for over 7-10 years, that desktop. It was getting old and clunky and it needed a refresh, but I loved it. And it was big, it was functioning.
Yeah, Macs, that's also a big advantage of the Mac compared to the PC is the longevity. Just for giggles, I still have my 2007 iMac, the first aluminum iMac that Apple released. And yeah, it's still working. I had to take it from the attic and see if it booted, and it did, because during COVID, my daughters had to do remote schooling.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, we had to have a computer to run Microsoft Teams for her to join the school sessions.
Right.
And Microsoft Teams was running fine on a 2007 or more than 10 years old iMac.
So I love my Macs and I think they're so efficient. I love the ease of use between, I love that I can copy something on my Mac or my phone and quickly just paste it. It's seamless because, there's so many times you get something or you might be writing something, or if you're going to be posting something, for example, like on Facebook on your profile page, if you want to schedule it out, you have to schedule it on your phone. And so I tend to write my copy and I'll schedule that right here on my phone. I'm copying it on my Mac, but scheduling it on my phone.
Sometimes they use the word magical a lot in keynotes, but when you think about it, it's really revolutionary. And the copy on one device based on the other, such a delightful feature of the Apple ecosystem.
It is. And it's funny. I actually shared that with somebody the other day and they had no idea that you could do that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so let's switch to the applications that are the most important for your business.
So I love Safari. I use it all the time, but so many things are not necessarily optimized. The biggest things that I use, I'm a huge fan of Keynote and Pages. I use those all the time for writing, for creating. I've got a book that's coming out. I use Canva and Zoom. They're seamless with the Mac. I also use the reminder section that comes with the Mac. I use that all the time. I tell Siri all the time to schedule something in reminders.
So let's go to the next section of the show. Do you have a tip or a trick that you could share with the Macpreneur audience?
My biggest tip, okay, number one, in business, I write down all the things that have to get done during the week, and I put that in Sunday planning. I put that in my reminders. The other thing I do all the time with quick things is I am a huge fan of text replacement. If you're not using text replacement, you're wasting time. For text replacement, I have my name. So if I want to write my name out, I have JS and it spews out my name. If I want my email, I have JSE and it spews out my email. I mean, like website, anything that you type out regularly, make sure you have it in text replacement. It is so quick and easy. If you do any affiliate marketing, I have all the links that I have as affiliates in text replacement. The hardest thing is keeping a running list. So as soon as I write one, if I make a new one, I print it out so I know exactly what my codes are, because I don't always remember every one of them. But I keep a running list. And what I love, it's seamless between my Mac and my iPhone. They cross over. So I can write one and put a text replacement on my Mac and it goes to my phone.
So for the listeners, I second this idea of the text replacement. Jaclyn, that's spot on. It's one of the fastest way, easiest way that every Macpreneur can really save a lot of time, especially when we have a business. There are responses that we tend to write often. We have a bunch of things that we always have to type. And with just a few letters, we can replace that. It's super quick. I don't know if you know that trick. It's possible to create a backup of all your text replacements, but it's only possible on a Mac. So if you go to system settings or system preferences, where you have all your text replacements, if you do Command A to select them all, you can drag and drop the selection onto the desktop, and it will create a file that contains all those text replacements. So it's a way to do a backup. Unfortunately, it's manual. We cannot do that automatically. But that's also a way if you want to transfer your text replacements onto another user account that is not connected to your Apple ID. If you would like to share your snippets with your VA, you would select the snippets, drag and drop onto the desktop, send it by email or Slack or whatever, and then the VA would just do the opposite, drag and drop from the desktop onto the text replacement area in system settings or system preference.
That is great. I love that.
And for Macpreneurs who go beyond the built-in version, I recommend using Text Expander. It's a paid application, but it has a few advantages. One advantage is it's cross-platform. So if you have a VA that doesn't have a Mac, they could still use Text Expander. Right?
Okay.
So that's one of the advantages. And another advantage, and I'm using that with Podmatch when I do the outreach to potential guests, or when potential guests contact me, I have predefined snippets. But what Text Expander offers that the built-in text replacement does not is optional sections. So for instance, a guest contacts me and I do some research, and it could be that the person has a Mac or a Windows PC, or it could be that the person is not a solopreneur at all. With those optional sections, I fire up the snippet, but then I can tick or untick the part of the text that I want or don't want to include.
Oh, okay.
And on top of that, you can have drop-down menus. So for instance, I saw on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, your website, that you have a Mac. And so instead of having different snippets with the different sources, I just have a drop-down list that I can click on. So these are the things that Text Expander offers that if people want to go beyond what Apple offers, then Text Expander for me is the way to go.
Yeah, that's actually great. I'm going to have to try that text expander.
Very good. Let's talk about what you wish your Mac would do better than what it does today.
There's a few things, but I have a lot of contacts in my phone, and I do wish that it was an easier way to take my contacts and turn it into a CSV file. I know you can do it. I have done it, but sometimes it's more cumbersome, and I just wish I could just take that list and snap it out. That would be one of my dreams with it. You know, the one thing that Microsoft has done with Outlook and Mail is they've made it into a mini CRM, and it's all kind of combined. So I do wish that Mac had that function. I do use another CRM outside of it, but I guess those could be my two things.
Starting from fall 2024 with the release of macOS Sequoia, macOS 15, there will be better integration between reminders and calendar. So it will finally be possible to see inside calendar the tasks that you have defined in reminders for a specific day. And even date and time, they will appear on your calendar. And it will be even possible from within calendar to create reminders. So there will be two tabs, the tab for the new calendar event, but you can switch to another tab and create a reminder without leaving the calendar application. But that will be for the next version, of the operating systems.
Fantastic.
So, Jaclyn, where can people find you online?
Actually, I'm on all the socials. So you can find me on LinkedIn, Facebook, X. But really the best place to connect with me is on my website, which is leaptoyoursuccess.com. If you go there, you will see an Unstoppable Achievers Journal. It's a free digital download. And I offer everybody a complimentary fast track strategy session. I love helping entrepreneurs grow their businesses, and I love falling in love with people's businesses and just watching them soar. It's just that's what gets me excited every day, is like how I can help people grow their businesses.
Thank you very much for being on the show, Jaclyn. It was really fun to discover your Mac journey and everything you do with your Mac.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Very good. So if, like Jaclyn, you would like to share how you're using your Mac to run your solopreneur business, it's very simple. Just visit macpreneur.com/apply. And if you're already on Podmatch, you click on the button and you will land on the show profile. Otherwise, just fill the application form and I will get back to you within a few days. Once again, it's macpreneur.com/apply. So that's it for today. And until next time, I'm Damien Schreurs, wishing you a great day.
Thank you for watching the Macpreneur podcast. If you've enjoyed the show, please leave a comment and share it with a friend right now.